Are you ready to scale your business in a way that's aligned with your soul and profitable? I'm Casey Rossi, a business and leadership coach. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 30 years and love business. I help conscious leaders increase their impact and optimize their lives. Join me each week for tips and deep conversations on cultivating confidence, increasing your visibility, elevating your vibration, and leading with purpose without burning out. Let's go. Hello, welcome back to the Women Developing Brilliance show. Today we're going to be talking about using Yin Yang synergy to master your day. Now we know that hustle culture praises the push and grind mentality when it comes to business. And this excessive yang energy leaves us anxious. It leaves us with a racing mind, and it absolutely contributes to burning out. To master your day, it takes a balance of yin, yang essences, and that's what we're going to talk about today, how to harness the synergy of this ancient Chinese philosophy to glide into harmonious days where you are both productive and restored. In this Women Developing Brilliance episode, you will learn qualities of yin and yang and how they relate to you and your business, how imbalance occurs and what to do about it, the mindset needed to cultivate interconnected balance, and 3 simple but very powerful strategies to get the most out of your day. I hope you enjoy. Hello, good morning, sunshine. I'm excited to share today, borrowing some inspiration from ancient Chinese philosophy. I get very inspired by being able to be aware and pull other concepts and philosophy in through the lens of business. I think that it gives us a different perspective, which helps us expand our horizon, expand our consciousness, and be more productive. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm a visual person, so I prepared a few, there we go. I prepared a few slides that we can kind of just go over together because maybe you're a visual learner as well. So today we're going to be talking about using yin yang strategy, synergy, to master your day. And in this video, you will learn 3 simple strategies to help you get the most out of your day. And what do I mean when I say the most out of your day? It is really the perfect balance between being productive and restorative. Because I know if you're listening to this, you have no problem being a high achiever, but I think that restorative piece is something that we often neglect. So today we're going to be talking about harnessing the power of both yin and yang. For those of you that are new to my world, I'm Casey Rossi. I'm a business and mindset coach. I am on a mission to help women entrepreneurs increase their vitality, visibility, and vibration to achieve holistic wealth. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's get into it. This is all about interconnected balance. Again, this yin-yang symbol is from ancient Chinese philosophy. So you see this a lot in Taoism and throughout those older traditional philosophies and concepts. And when you look at this, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love this symbol. It is one of my most favorite. I feel like I can get lost in it for a while. And it is just so beautiful. And it's beautiful for a lot of reasons. It's beautiful because it's simple, but it's also extremely complex. I feel like I will be a forever learner in this philosophy of truly understanding yin and yang and how it applies to every element of our life, our personality, our physical structure, our spirituality. You see that beautiful combination of the light side and the dark side coming together and supporting one another inside each other within a beautiful framework, but also there's a lot of fluidity and structure. So it's an awesome symbol. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how this applies to our business world. We're going to be looking at it through that lens and some of the qualities of yang, which is that white side. For a long time, I thought that yin was white, but it is the yang that is the white side. And that is really indicative of fire, of things that are dynamic, quick, alert, goal oriented, structured. Those are qualities of yang. And again, I think that many of us as entrepreneurs are really dialed into that side of things. On the flip side, its counterpart to balance it all out is the yin. And yin qualities, they have to do with the water element, fluidity. It's very malleable, it's expansive, slow, flowing, and that is the black or the darker side of that symbol. All right, so in order to understand balance, I think it's really awesome to look at when it is in excess or out of balance. And as entrepreneurs, to be out of balance when we have excess yang, which again, I think is very, very common in our hustle culture. It's when we're grinding it out. It's when we can easily get to burnout because we don't have the balance. We have a racing mind and we can tend to be aggressive or impatient or also have a higher tendency towards anxiety. And when we have excessive yin, right? Because we're really looking for balance. It's not that yin is what we're striving for. We're striving for balance because when you can have something in excess, and we see this in excess yin, you could be sluggish, you could have lack of motivation. You hear this often where people are stuck. They just can't seem to get out of their way. There could be excessive procrastination or just no passion, kind of a laissez-faire attitude, or too easygoing, like whatever happens, happens. I see excessive yin, especially with female entrepreneurs that tend to want to just stay in that feminine, fluid space, which is a beautiful space. However, not when it comes at the peril of not paying attention to numbers, your key performance indicators, really staying away from like those spreadsheets, those analytics, really analyzing what's working, what's not working. So we need those pieces and those elements of yang in order to have a successful business. And on the same side, when we are too driven into that hustle culture, you're going to start to see the imbalance even spill out into your sleep, into that racing mind. Maybe you get up in the middle of the night and you just are going through your to-do list. And that used to happen to me often. I would get up at 2, 3 in the morning and just have this racing mind and have to get up and like jot down my to-do list. And that's really because I didn't have enough of that yin and restoration built into my day. Maybe you can relate. So let's talk a little bit about our balance goals. This is what I mean about creating a masterpiece day, really winning your day, mastering your day, and having this overlay lens of harnessing yin and yang. So when we're doing that, we want to use the beauty and the power of yin, which is that expansive flow and fluidity, but we want to combine it with the discipline and structure of the yang qualities. And you see that captured in the symbol because that outer circle is the framework. That is really the footprint. That's the blueprint that has that boundary line, if you will, or that structure. But what it allows the yin energy to do is expand to the edges. And I like to look at that as expanding for our own personal growth, pushing to our edge, not staying in a little ball, not hiding, but really opening up and using our soul force and expanding to the edge within the constraints of that yang discipline or structure. Are you with me? All right. So the second balance goal is really taking that imaginative, beautiful, creative yin energy and combining it with like dynamic and alert qualities from the yang side of it. And I know that many of you are multi-passionate entrepreneurs. I believe Marie Forleo kind of coined that term. We have so much creativity and ideas, which is amazing. But how do we keep those in a very like dynamic and an alert way? And I think you're going to see this more in the third bullet point of these balance goals, where many times we can stay in a receiving mode. Now, to receive is a feminine quality. It's a yin quality. And I look at that also as content in. We are opening up our mind and our heart and our consciousness to receive information. And I feel that we're very, very good at this, especially because in our world, there is so much information to take in. And I don't know about you, but I'm a forever learner. Many of my colleagues, friends, and clients are as well. So it's so easy to get stuck in that receiving mode and not exhale it out. We're just inhaling it in. We stay in that very yin receptive state. The balance goal here is to create content. So there is this exhale, there is this production. And again, that is a yang quality. So you can see how using and harnessing yin and yang through the lens of your business is going to allow you to receive and take in, and then exhale and create and give back. So it's really a beautiful ebb and flow. I often think about waves where when I love the water, I love the beach. Hawaii is my absolute happy place. And when I can put myself back into that pictured moment of perfection when I'm watching the waves, there is this strong dynamic energy when a wave rises. And then there's also this beautiful, gentle ebb and flow when it comes back down and it comes back to the shoreline. It is that dynamic, active, and passive that we're looking for throughout our day, because our days create our life. To have a masterpiece life are just masterpiece days that we have strung together. That's the beauty of this. I also really appreciate this concept because you can break it down into micro actions, and we're going to look at that next. So the very first strategy that we are going to harness the power of yin and yang is defining our most important thing. I like to do it the night before, but do whatever works for you. But the important part is that you are not being too willy-nilly, because again, that would be instigating excessive yin when we just have no boundaries at all. We're not writing anything down. We're just going to go with the flow, which there's something to be said about intuition. Absolutely. If you follow my work, you know I'm very passionate about using the brain cells in our belly and our gut wisdom and listening to our intuition. And that's beautiful. But again, we want to do it in combination and in synergy with having some of the yang qualities of structure. So defining our most important thing first. Again, I like to do it the night before. And then I love this, being creative before you're reactive. And what does that mean in real life? It means not jumping on your cell phone within the first X time when you wake up. I think studies say that people grab their cell phone within the first 10 minutes of waking up. And what happens when you do that? One, I think it immediately puts your system into a stress response, a fight or flight, because there's always something vying for your attention. There may be a fire that needs to be put out if you're an entrepreneur or a leader, right? There's something to react to. And so using the power of this synergy so you can kind of control your own day, get the most out of your day, why not commit to being creative versus reactive? So focusing on your most important thing, very first thing in the morning. Science says that we have our highest energy bandwidth within the first 2 hours of waking up. Why not take advantage of that buku energy, right? And I think the other thing too, if you've read Brian Tracy's work, which I think is Eat the Frog, it is getting the hardest thing out of the way. And I don't know about you, but whenever I can employ this, and it's really my goal to kind of be mindful of this every day. Sometimes it's awesome. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, fell into social media first thing. Oops, because sometimes we have this creative avoidance where it's like, more fun to go and create a meme or a GIF and start interacting and engaging on social media. And then all of a sudden we have spiraled down a little bit, lost a kind of a big chunk of our day. When I can install this, there is such a feeling of self-satisfaction. You've probably experienced this as well. There's a lighter quality. There's less guilt. There's less energy leaks of like, oh, shoot, gosh, I still need to do that. And so this, even if you just walk away with this one tip and you put the theory into practice, and we're always moving towards mastery, it can dramatically change your day and increase your productivity so you get more done in less time. I hope that's resonating with you. Okay, strategy number 2 is deep work blocks. And this is something where it's going to take a little discipline because there are so many distractions out there. But when you can silence your alerts and turn off your push notifications and turn off your cell phone or put it in airplane mode and commit to X number of work blocks, whatever works for you. Some people will use the Pomodoro method and they call them like pom-pomming their way through the day. I know with the Pomodoro method, they use 20-minute time blocks. If you are more of kind of like a strong short burst type of personality, then definitely go with that. There is an app online called tomato-timer.com. Super simple, just keeps track on a separate tab behind the work that you're doing. And it just gives you a little beep when your 20-minute block is done. If you can start to train your system and your mindset into scheduling longer periods of time, I recommend 60 to 90 minute deep work blocks because there is kind of a loss of transition when we switch from task to task to task. And research shows that we can stay in more of a productive, high efficiency zone when we're in 60 to 90 minute blocks. So you can schedule those out based on your most important things and go from there. Now, here is the key tip, something that I forgot to do or really wasn't into it for so many years. I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years, as many of you already know. And for many of those years, I was in excessive yang, which really contributed to adrenal fatigue and burnout. Not a fun place to be year after year after year. That's a time for another live. And I'm sure you maybe have had bits and pieces of that in your career as well. But this simple piece would have transformed my business and life if I knew it much earlier. So definitely implement this. This is huge. Having 10-minute rest and restoration periods after your deep work blocks. And really, this is also known as training your recovery. And so you can have these high, deep, focused work blocks and then give your mind, body, eyes a rest. And that doesn't mean to jump on social media or check your inbox because then your mind is still engaged and there is no downtime. It truly is maybe cupping your eyes, enjoying the stillness, enjoying the black, just chilling out, getting into that yin space, calming down your nervous system, stretching, having some movement, getting a glass of water, again, bringing in more of that yin energy, that fluidity, the water element, and just having that kind of expansive time. It's an awesome time to do some deep breathing. Even if you do one long, slow inhale and exhale, you'll be bringing in that beautiful, restorative yin energy. Okay, my friends, strategy number 3 is closing out your day gracefully. I've heard this called a digital sunset, which I love. I love that terminology because just as we learn from the nature and we learn from the elements of yin and yang, we can also learn from the sun and the moon. And the sun has this beautiful time where it's rising. It's at its peak at noon, where our solar plexus has the strongest energy. The sun has the most warmth. And then it also has that rise and fall aspect to it. So it starts to change directions until it gets to sunset. And just as the sun sets, it's already done its strong energy for the day. We can also use that inspiration as an example for how we could benefit from closing out our workday. turning off electronics, having a digital sunset. You can do it right along with that circadian rhythm of the sun as well. And so when the sun is setting, maybe your laptop, cover goes down as well. Whatever works for you. I would say be mindful of that time before you enter your day so you can stay to that and commit to it, right? And this allows us to regroup. It allows us to restore our nervous system. It allows us to unplug from all of the activity and energy and yang essence that we have been primarily for most of the day. So this is an amazing tip that also has a trickle-down effect to positive sleep, especially if, like I said, you struggle with falling asleep or getting up in the middle of the night with that racing mind. This tip is going to help you exponentially because you will allow this balance of mental energy in yang, and then the restoration, grounded tranquility, and just peace and rest and balance. So try it out. Okay, my friend, my question to you is, one, if you liked this, let me know. If you're watching the replay, also let me know. But my question to you, and you can journal this out, is how are you going to harness the power of yin and yang to create your masterpiece day? Because again, theory without implementation is a waste of time. And I know you're not watching this to waste your time. So how are you going to absorb some of the tips shared today and implement them into your life? I'd love to know. And I'd also love to know any other tips that you would like me to pop on live, because I'm really excited to connect with you more and build community and really share information and strategies based on my experience on business mindset and leadership. So if you have a topic that you want me to talk about, then absolutely let me know. All right. This has been a pleasure, and I hope it's been informative for you. Until next time, my friend, breathe joy. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. And again, if you have any topic ideas that you want me to do a little live stream on, dash them my way and I will create something just for you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, you can head over to lovethepodcast.com/brilliance to rate or review the show. Also, I just wanted to mention that you heard me say that there was slides to this show, and you can always head over to my Women Developing Brilliance Facebook group to see the video version of today's podcast episode. I am a visual learner, so we always start and continue the conversations from the pod over in the Women Developing Brilliance Facebook group, so you can head on over there to contribute to the conversation. I also wanted to leave listener feedback from A. Crouch from the United States, and they share excellent presentation and professionalism. From start to finish, Casey is an amazing professional who runs a top-notch podcast. Highly recommend. Thank you so much, A. Crouch. I appreciate you taking the time to share your feedback. It really does mean the world to me. It fuels me to continue to create content that I hope is going to help you increase your vitality, your visibility, and your vibration. So if you would like to rate or review the podcast, again, you can head over to lovethepodcast.com/brilliance. Until next week, my friend, breathe joy.